What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated Olympic gold medalist, two-division world champion, currently the undefeated unified heavyweight world champion, former cruiserweight undisputed world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer OLEKSANDR USYK, and two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, superstar boxer VASILY Lomachenko. They give an update on their future and their career, as both guys, VASILY Lomachenko, OLEKSANDR USYK, they're both in the Ukraine. They're dealing with this unfortunate chain of events that's taking place between Russia and the Ukraine, and they're on the front line. They have joined the forces to help protect and defend their home country in the Ukraine. And with that said, their boxing futures are in limbo, okay? And OLEKSANDR USYK, he stated that we're not focused on boxing anymore. Not right now. That can't be our focus. If we focus on that, then we'll slip over here. We have to have 100% focus on what's going on here, protecting our country, protecting our people, and obviously surviving, okay? This after we heard that two Hall of Famers, Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko, have been placed on a list, at the top of a list, according to reports coming from Russia, that are people want to target. Okay, Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko, they're both Hall of Famers in the sport of boxing, and we know that there are other fighters such as former world champion junior welterweight superstar Ukrainian boxer Viktor Postol. We know that, also we have Sergey Derevyanchenko, middleweight title contender. So there's plenty of fighters, that are dealing with this, and they're pleading with the sports universally to not allow Russian athletes to participate in sports, okay? And so with that said, obviously, OLEKSANDR USYK, he was supposed to be heading into a massive rematch with former two-time heavyweight unified world champion British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua, in which he defeated Anthony Joshua to become a two-division world champion. So it looked like April was supposed to be the date for OLEKSANDR USYK and Anthony Joshua, but it seems like that's not going to happen, as OLEKSANDR USYK said that that has to be the furthest thing from their memory and their mind, because if they focus on those things, then they're not focusing on what's actually taking place, what currently under their feet, okay? We know VASILY Lomachenko, he was in talks to face off against newly crowned, undefeated, unified Australian star boxer, lightweight, and George Kambosos Jr., okay? George Kambosos Jr. is 20 wins, no loss and no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'9" with a 68-inch arm reach. So he was in talks to go to Australia and to attempt to regain his titles. And, now VASILY Lomachenko, we already know that he stated that he was taking a step back from the sport of boxing. And now, once again, after learning of being on a list, because we know Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko on the list, and now it's being reported that they are also now on that list. And, that's not a good thing. Obviously, this is unfortunate. There's lives being lost, and, it just, hopefully it comes to an end as soon as possible. But VASILY Lomachenko, he was in talks to fight George Kambosos Jr. Possibly in May or June, and now he stated that he has to put that the furthest away from his mind, as well as OLEKSANDR USYK, because survival is the number one rule right now. And they're not, the sport of boxing is when you step in the ring and you risk it all in the square circle for sure. But what they're dealing with is it just heightens it, okay? The percentage and the chances are extremely high. And seeing as though they are familiar faces in the Ukraine, they're more popular than the average, a soldier or civilian over in the Ukraine, excuse me. So with that said, you learn that Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko is on the list, and now they're stating that they got word that VASILY Lomachenko and OLEKSANDR USYK, and other famous athletes are on the list allegedly as well. This is all alleged. Nobody knows if it's absolutely truth. But you know, it's just definitely an unfortunate situation for everybody involved. I personally wanted to see undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin and Dream Haney, who was 27 wins, no losses, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 23 years of age, 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. I wanted to see him face off against George Kambosos Jr. for official undisputed for the sport of boxing. History will be made. We know George Kambosos Jr., he stated he wanted the fight to take place in Australia. Devin Haney's willing to oblige. And I thought that Devin Haney, and I feel like Devin Haney deserves the opportunity, and I feel like it should be automatic that Devin Haney and George Kambosos Jr. fight for undisputed, as Lomachenko is 16 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 11 wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'6" with a 66-inch arm reach. He's had plenty of title opportunities. He lost his titles to a former unified lightweight world champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez, and he lost to his second fight to Orlando Salido. Okay, so he's had plenty of opportunity, and in his third fight after losing Orlando Salido, he got another title opportunity. Well, it's time to for a change in the guard and for other fighters to get the opportunity, especially seeing as though this is a unification bout for undisputed between Devin Haney and George Kambosos Jr. But I didn't want to see it come to this as the reason why it comes to fruition. I feel like it should have automatically happened between the two, because they're two undefeated world champions and the two best fight. And then we find out who is absolutely the best fighter in the division, who's the undisputed champion, one sole champion in the division. History will be made. There's only 6 undisputed world champions in the history of sport of boxing to hold all 4 major sanction belts. So I just felt like this was just, it should have been automatic. It shouldn't have been a question, especially seeing as though George Kambosos Jr., he stated that he knew he had to go through Devin Haney to become undisputed. George Kambosos Jr., he stated that that's the fight he wanted. He was at Devin Haney's fight. Following his fight, he fought Teofimo Lopez November 27th. Devin Haney fought December 4th, so a week later. So and Devin Haney won. George Kambosos Jr. did a press conference. He was there. He talked about it. He was building it up. And then to do an about face and do a complete 360 and turn it into money after saying that it wasn't about money, it was about legacy and entertaining the fans. And then you turn around and saying you want the biggest purse, and Devin Haney needs to sell his belongings to assure you get the bigger purse. When you're automatically going to get the biggest purse of your career. So with that said, with that aside, I felt like Devin Haney deserved it. I felt like the fans deserved to see undisputed at lightweight. It's a glamour division. But again, I didn't want to see it come to fruition on these terms. I didn't want to see Lomachenko be removed from the equation and the conversation because of what's taking place, because lives are being lost in Ukraine, and there's an unfortunate chain of events. This is not how it's supposed to be. This is not what sports is about. At the end of the day, Vasily Lomachenko is an athlete. Okay, he's not he's into combat sports, but he's not into the services. Okay, but now he's been placed in a position where he doesn't have a choice, as well as OLEKSANDR USYK for Anthony Joshua. I wanted to see this fight. Okay, but I also wanted to see Anthony Joshua face the likes of Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American heavyweight world champion superstar boxer Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Okay, I wanted to see Tyson Fury possibly fight OLEKSANDR USYK for undisputed. Well, now that's all in limbo and placed on hold, and maybe Joshua and Deontay Wilder does come to fruition. After all, seeing as though the chain of events, what direction does Anthony Joshua go in? Okay, and at this trying time, if you're a sanctioned body, if you're a belt, do you remove your OLEKSANDR USYK as the champion? Okay, that seems to be very callous and insensitive if you did do so, because you understand the position that he's in. So all the way around the board, it's unfortunate, very unfortunate. And it looks like you're going to get Devin Haney, George Kambosos Jr., possibly May, possibly June. There's no way Oleksandr Usyk can enter training camp and focus on facing Anthony Joshua or any other fighter for that matter. So what direction is Anthony Joshua going? It's just unfortunate. So we got an update from Oleksandr Usyk and VASILY Lomachenko. And they state that boxing is the furthest thing from their mind. They have to focus on what's taking place there, what's the soil underneath their feet, and surviving there. And so let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.